The first half of our 6-game slate is history. We now continue bringing you the hostilities from the Montano Hall in Cavite City, and we stick with 18 under basketball action with the home team would attempt to extend their win streak against the struggling crosstown rival as we continue the live coverage of the country's premier youth basketball league, Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. So tapos na yung Palawan Urich Builders versus San Pedro Spartans Lucas. Ngayon naman, punta tayo Battle of Cavite. Kanino ang Cavite? Cavite City Aces Solar laban sa Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Bechong here, Coach Noy Africa and Daphne Cristobal at courtside. So itong dalawang kuponan natin, Coach, very contrasting yung standings. Yung isa 4-2, yung isa 1-2.
Yeah, of course. Ito ang Cavite already playing their 7th game. So again, could be very deceiving yung kanilang 4-2. And of course, Dasma only playing their 4th game 1-2. So cannot really be a consistent barometer as to how these two teams are playing. But again, when it's a battle of Cavite, you're battling for pride. So you can throw away these win-loss records that we have here.
So talking about Cavite City Aces Solar, they won over Las Piñas Botanica Whitening Warriors 56-55. Medyo pantay-pantay in terms of sa lahat ng aspect ng laro na to. Pero still, a win is a win. 1-point win para sa Cavite City Aces Solar.
Yeah, actually for Cavite City, it took the late game heroics from Kenbo for them to get this victory, scoring the go-ahead basket with 14 seconds left. But looking at the numbers, again, like you said, almost similar for these two teams. Cavite shooting 33%, Las Piñas 29%. And if you look at the points in the paint, this was where Cavite had a slight advantage, 32 points against just 26 for Las Piñas. And in this game, a key performer for them, Isaac Granada, finishing with 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Para naman sa Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops, they lost naman against Batangas Barquito 69-65. What a tough loss it was para sa Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops.
So again, yeah, the 1-2 record may not be an accurate gauge for the competitiveness of this Dasmariñas squad, losing that close ball game against the Batangas Barquitos. In that game, they shot very well, actually, 45%, limiting Batangas to just 40%. But in the end, it was really the bench points for Batangas out. Second chance points for Batangas, which spelled the difference, 17-10. But what you like about Dasmariñas, they were able to utilize their bench, as their bench scored 42 of their 65 points. And in that game, the best performer for them in that loss against Batangas, Alvrix Nicor, finished with 20 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals.
Well, we will see more of that action in just a short while. Pero ito, bigay na muna natin sa ating venue announcer, Gio Cruz. Go, Gio!
A pleasant afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Basketball action continues here at Montano Hall Gymnasium, here in the historic city by the bay, Cavite City. This is Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. We are live on the official FB page and YouTube channel of the Junior MPBL. It's the 18 other division between Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops and your Cavite City Aces Solar. Now let's meet the starting lineups, beginning with the Tagaytay Pride, Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops. Starting guard number 5, John Ray Galarpe. Outer guard number 13, Nash Perez. At forward, number 15, Gabriel Esquera. Outer forward, number 27, Jericho Aprantes. And at center, number 17, Mark Malabanan. Head coach, Norman Maginao. Assisted by John Visco, Jason Ebuani, and Carl Toom. Team manager, Jericho Kasakme. And now, let's meet the starting lineups from the home team, Cavite City Aces! Solar. Starting guard number 9, Zeke de Velez. Honor guard number 80, Jerome de la Peña. At forward number 6, Joaquin Victoleto. Honor forward number 29, Christian Valerio. And at center number 3, Ian Lilo. Head coach for Cavite City Aces Solar 14 under, Noel Engracia, assisted by Jofer Tabia, Mac Malikdam, team manager John Cabulong, and team Honor Irving.
Doride, bola ng Pinoy, the official ball of the Junior MPBL team starters para sa Dasmariñas, John Galarpe, Nash Perez, Gabriel Esguera, Jericho Abrantes, and Mark Malabanan. Para naman sa Cavite City Aces Solar, Jerome de la Peña, Zeke de Velez, Joaquin Victolero, Christian Valerio, and Ian Lilo. Once again, this is the Battle of Cavite. Kanino mapupunta ang Cavite? Charles Bichong here, Coach Noy Africa, and Daphne Cristobal at courtside. And this is once again Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Right there, there's a steal. Almost a counter steal. Ito na ang Cavite City Aces Solar. One player is currently missing right now on their roster. Bon Sacro, who is a very instrumental player para sa kanila dahil he's about 6'3", contributes probably 15 points per game, and this will be a tough project para sa kanila ngayon na wala ang kanilang isa sa mga key players in Bon Sacro.
And of course, most of the teams here, you're really gonna need to rely on your bench, especially with school starting soon. So again, players will always have other commitments, and when it's academic commitments, usually that's what they prioritize before anything else.
Student comes first before being an athlete. Meantime, it's John Galarpe opening up the scoring festivities here with that layup.
And of course, for Dasmariñas, very important role itong si John Ray Galarpe. He's pretty much their primary playmaker, averaging 13.6 rebounds and nearly 6 assists per game.
Daling nabasag nung press netong Dasmariñas.
Again, we're gonna see a lot of ball pressure. It has been a common theme in all the divisions ever since the first season, and most of the teams wanting to force those turnovers to get those points.
Esguera with that miss. Takbo naman itong Cavite City Aces Solar, and there's a foul right away.
And of course, when you see teams pressuring, you expect a lot of fouls to be called, and the referees have been very consistent with the amount of contact that they allow here in the Junior MPBL.
We were talking about this earlier, Coach, bago pa tayo magsimula. Yung mga sundot-sundot, those gambles, they're very risky, especially in the early goings of this game.
And again, when those, yung mga sundot na yun, pag hindi yun gumana, you put your team at a disadvantage. Especially going back on defense.
Oh, there's a three coming from De La Peña.
Well, that's something that I've been waiting to see here in the Junior MPBL. You don't really see a lot of knockdown shooters, and in this day and age, you'd expect a lot of that already.
Esguera and the wedgie. Well, 3-2 is our score. 2 minutes gone by the first quarter. 10 seconds on the shot clock para sa bola ng Cavite City Aces Solar. Ano naman yung sinasabi mo, Coach, yung press itong nangyayari talaga madalas dito sa Junior MPBL.
That's why aside from having a very good pressure defense, you're gonna have also all teams should have a decent press break to complement that.
Ayun lang, nasayang yung kanilang ginawa doon dahil they turned the ball over after forcing a turnover para sa Cavite City Aces Solar. Meantime, open for a three. Gets it to go para kay Ian Lilo.
That's one way to force another team to stop pressuring you. Just keep converting on the other end, and those quick shots, for as long as you make them, that's going to put pressure on the other team to stop playing that full court pressure defense.
Galarpe inside to Valerio. That one is good. Victolero open for a three. Nothing there. get the offensive rebound. De La Peña has it. Sidestep. Got blocked by Abrantes. Galarpe. Over to Esguerra, and that one is in.
Well, that's one of those situations where defensive stop is being converted to a fast break point on the other end.
That's Valerio on the other end. Finishing sobrang fast-paced nitong laro natin so far, Coach.
Yeah, I think at this stage you can just turn off the shot clock in the meantime because both of these teams not really utilizing the 24 seconds.
Putting pressure on defense once again. Itong Dasmariñas. And you've been a coach, no, Coach Noy. And syempre, tinuturo natin sa mga players natin na when you get trapped, never bring the ball down to the sideline.
Oh yeah, because aside from the two defenders trapping you, you're gonna have all those lines aside from, of course, the sideline. It could be the half-court line, it could be the baseline. So you stay away from those lines.
It acts as a tertiary defender. Perez turns the ball over para sa Dasmariñas.
And we're gonna expect this a lot, especially with the pressure defense. Those turnovers will keep piling up.
5:31 remaining. 8 apiece is the score. Abrantes has it. Down to 13. Victolero, two-man game. Good defense from Dasmariñas.
And again, that's something that I enjoy seeing here in the
You
junior
like to see it,
MPBL.
Coach. You like to see
Nagagawa
it.
ng bola eh. But when the referees blow the whistle, they just let go of the basketball. Nothing extracurricular anymore. Kasi when you move up, you're gonna see that a lot after the whistle is blown. You're gonna see lots of second motion.
Galarpe inside. Taberno, wala pa din. Victolero has it. Turns the ball over. Now it's with Perez. Taking matters into his own hands. Turns the ball over. Takbo na naman itong Cavite City Aces Solar. That was a tough shot to make, Coach. Probably half a foot taller than you, yung kanyang defender doon in Abrantes.
Well, that's like me going against you in the open court. I'd probably just pull that ball out. And of course, that's something that they will learn when you don't
With experience.
you don't really just go to the rim just because you're in a fast break situation. You're gonna need to also assess the situation. Going up against someone half a foot taller is not smart basketball.
It's Victolero. Or Perez rather. Victolero open for a three. Short on that one. Emphatic rebound coming from Granada. Blue shirts are running. Parang napako tayo sa 8 dito, Coach.
Yeah, after the first 5 minutes being high scoring, especially with Cavite being able to hit from the outside, all of a sudden that's just gone cold for both teams.
12 on the shot clock. Abrantes thought about it. Drives inside. Couldn't get the basket to go, pero may foul. So he will shoot 2 free throws.
I'm trying to recall where Jericho Abrantes used to play for. He was in the 16 and under division before. Trying to remember if he played for Imus or if he was already with this Dasmariñas squad, as you see Coach Norman Manginao. Anyway, Jericho Abrantes, he's pretty much a role player. He does everything very well on the floor. He can put the ball inside the basket. He can he plays defense very well, a very heavy rebounder. Itong si Jericho Abrantes.
Averaging 9 rebounds yan, Coach.
Yeah, pretty much the same numbers that he had last season and continues to be very consistent here for Dasmariñas.
Almost forcing a turnover itong Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for a hoops. 3:38 remaining. 9-8 is the score. Ito na ulit ang Cavite City Aces Solar. Traveling violation ang itatawag ng ating referees dyan against Victolero.
Right now, I'm trying to decipher kung yung low scoring past few minutes, is it because of good defense or just bad offense for both teams?
Parang nabigla tayo masyado ron sa very high octane ball game. And then suddenly, lumamig yung dalawang kupunan natin.
And I think it's maybe it's the defense beginning to hold its fort and trying to force both of these teams to execute in the half court, and we're seeing both teams still having difficulty trying to execute.
Well, we have to give enough leeway dito sa mga bata na to. They're 18 years old. Talagang yung mga familiarity hindi pa talaga sobrang furnished or stable, but it will get there eventually. Offensive rebound, Victolero!
Well,
Valerio pala yun.
yeah, those are the situations where you don't need chemistry, you just need a lot of hard work and effort, and that time Valerio able to get the rebound, scoring on that putback.
Much smaller player laban dito sa mga bigs ng Dasmariñas. But the resiliency pays off. Galape. Won't go. Rebound De Velez. Open for a three is Victolero. Rattles that one out. Offensive rebound. Basket and beyond. Para kay Ian Lailo.
And you can see Dasmariñas is letting Cavite shoot from the outside despite those two early conversions, and this time able to clean up the miss is Lailo.
Pound for pound fitness. Foul counted. Play of the game para kay Ian Lailo. Kita mo yun, coach, dalawa yung binox out niya. Talagang hard nose talaga tong si Ian Lailo eh. Plus, he's pretty much tall.
And for Dasmariñas, really need to do a better job in the boxing out.
De Velez after that forced turnover. Wala yan. Now it's Onoya. 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Alley-oop! Good intention. Di nga lang na-execute ng maayos para sa Dasmariñas.
I think Tabermio in that play just jumped a little too early, mistimed that alley-oop pass.
Ito na ulit, Valerio, one fake. He gets fouled. Sabi ng ating referees, no act of shooting dahil he was intending to pass that ball.
I was actually gonna commend him for trying to shoot when he heard the whistle, but the referees deemed it not a shooting foul.
Meantime, timeout has been called by Dasmariñas Don Pacundo for a hoops. The score is 13-9 in favor of Cavite City Aces Solar. Nature Spring Timeout, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. (13-9) is the score. Cavite up by 4 with a minute and 30 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Yun nga pinag-uusapan natin, Coach. During the first 5 minutes of this quarter, ang ganda ng nilaro ng dalawang kupunan natin. Very fast-paced, high-octane, biglang nanlamig. And you were saying nga, dahil sa defense na pinakita rin nitong dalawang teams natin.
Yeah, and so far both teams is trying to force the other playing in the half court, but itong Cavite biglang nanlamig after hitting two early shots from deep. Right now 2 out of 9 itong Cavite City.
Bola ngayon ng Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for a hoops. Almost a turnover, and it is a turnover. A lot of time on their shot clock, but it doesn't matter.
Again, in this game, we've seen that a lot. Yung ating shot clock, parang suggestion lang for both teams.
Gastador goes inside. Nilabas lang yung bola. 46.3 seconds remaining here in the fourth. Itong Dasmariñas Don Pacundo, talagang parang nagkaroon ng takip yung ring nila. And a turnover once again. 2 guys to beat. Granada. Oh, what a move!
What was impressive there, the ability to regain ball control. It seemed like it was already out of control, but still able to finish.
26 seconds here in the first quarter. Gastador, open for a 3. Wala yan, pero may foul on that rebound situation.
Well, it's still very early in the season for Dasmariñas, only playing their 4th game. But you can see in the half court they're pretty much struggling.
Onoya, a lot of time on their shot clock. Ooh, swishes that one in.
Well, if you can't execute perfectly, just make sure you make your shots. And that time, Onoya able to score.
5 seconds remaining here in the first. Granada with that floater. Wala. Navarro beats the buzzer.
Defensive rebounding has been a strength right now for Cavite City. Dasmariñas giving up too many second chance points.
19-11 is the score. Cavite City Aces Solar up by 8 points. Tignan natin yung first quarter highlights. Very high octane ball game pa rin. Yun nga, sabi mo coach, yung turnover story, yung naging kwento nung first quarter natin, plus the offensive rebounds. And that is the end of the first. 19-11 is the score. We will be back.
Empowering women by redefining beauty. Found active for quality sportswear. Chris Jacob Collection. Experience a sense of royalty with Chris Jacob. Everywhere sprays.
Love is sweeter not on the first or the second, but the third time around. Din ang sabi sa akin ni Coach Norman. In the past few games, specifically yung 2 games nila, very heartbreaking para dito sa team Dasmariñas, Don Pacundo Hoops. Kaya this time around, they really want to bounce back. In those errors, lagi na lang daw. Pagdating ng fourth quarter, bigla na lang bumibigay ang koponan niya. So this time around, it's time for them to redeem themselves. Pero isa sa mga problema pa nga daw nila, in 2 days, they need to provide 3 shifts of training para lang mapagsama-sama ang mga batang to. So tignan natin kung paano sila babawi. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Daphne Cristobal. And that is true, coach, no? Yung isa sa mga masasakit talaga yan bilang isang head coach. Yung maglalaro kayo ng maganda for 3 quarters and then the 4th quarter, nagko-collapse kayo.
Yeah, but usually it happens mainly due to chemistry they're still trying to build. Pero tama ba pa yung sinabi ni Daphne? Love is sweeter the third time around.
Third time around.
Tapos, ang entra mo pa, masakit. So, I thought we were talking about something else.
Ay, nako. Meantime, it's Torrente. 19-11 is the score once again. Brand new lineup para kay Coach Noel and Gracia. 10 seconds. Nakasona itong Don Pacundo. So far, gumana sa kanila this possession, yung zone defense.
Yeah, but the problem for them, they're not being able to box out, and that's one of the disadvantages of playing zone. You cannot really locate someone to try and box out.
Garcia. Oh, forced one in! Oh my goodness! What a tough shot!
Isaac Granada has just exploded now with 5 points in the ball game.
Kung pwede ko lang siyang tawaging El Granada, coach.
He's gonna have
Kaso
to
may
earn it.
may-ari eh.
He's gonna have to earn it, but I think you can.
But after that shot, clock was winding down to a second, steps back, flies by 2 defenders, and makes that tough 3-pointer para kay Isaac Granada.
If he makes maybe like 3 or 4 of those, I think we can call him El Granada already.
Granada once again. Picked by Navarro. Denies it. Open for a 3. Wala yan. Now it's Padilla. They have the numbers. Taking matters into his own hands, but good defense from Go. That's what you... aside for sore eyes yun, coach, no? If you're the head coach of Dasmariñas Don Pacundo, you had the numbers.
And you're supposed to have the proper spacing to be able to use that advantage. But that time, just attacking the defense head-on, not really a smart move right there.
Malabanan. Nothing on that short stab. Now it's Granada once again. 16 on the 24. Swings it over to Bo. Medyo nahihirapan mag-set up ng offense itong Cavite City Aces Solar after that in-game adjustment. Na nag-zone na sila. Garcia down to 3. Dasho with the rebound.
You're seeing Cavite really looking to that long ball already. 12 attempts from 3, only converting on 3.
Meantime, it's Nicor with that tough layup. Going to the left and then finishing with the right.
Looking to build on his performance in the last game where he finished with 20 points.
Torrente now to Bo. Goes baseline. There's a blocking foul.
And Kenbo was the guy who scored that go-ahead basket in their first victory. In their victory against Dasmariñas. Sometimes players just build on their confidence from those kinds of points, those kinds of moments, and let's see if Kenbo can use that as a springboard for his play here in the junior MPBL.
Well, sabi nga ni Joel Parcon, ang maganda sa junior MPBL, hindi mo alam kung sino yung magkakaroon ng breakout game every game.
Yeah, that's right, and that's why it's always an opportunity for the other guys to make a name for themselves. Parang every game is a new opportunity, especially with I think 10 games that we play here in the group phase of Manny Pacquiao Junior MPBL.
Taking a look at this once again, that Granada. Very, very tough three-pointer to beat the buzzer. Timeout has been called, 22-13 in favor of Cavite City Aces Solar. Nature Spring Timeout, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. .633 remaining here in the second quarter. 22-13 is the score. Medyo nakakabangon-bangon na ulit itong Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops.
Yeah, that's right. But still, it's Cavite building a lead here, a 9-point lead. And so far, you can see already the game plan for Cavite looking to shoot from the outside, although not a good percentage so far. But I'm pretty sure they've yung past few days nila practicing mostly shooting drills.
Great defense coming from Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops, forcing a turnover. Kung hindi naman nila na-force yun, coach, 3 seconds na lang yung natira sa shot clock.
So again, it's gonna start on the defensive end here for Dasmariñas, and finally making a good stop there.
That's what you want from Dasmariñas, coach, di ba? Hindi lang kayo nakikipagpalitan ng score.
And
talagang nag-force din kayo ng turnovers.
Yeah, especially cannot afford that with Cavite with a 9-point lead.
Malabanan with 2 seconds gets fouled. Also a sight for sore eyes para sa team ng Cavite City Aces Solar. You play great defense for the whole 24 seconds, pero down to the last second, you commit a foul.
And again, that happens, but you want to limit those kinds of opportunities. And just looking at the numbers, you could see a big disparity from the way they're trying to score. Itong Cavite already attempted 13 times from the 3-point area. Dasmariñas only tried once. They're really more of trying to get their points inside the paint, although it's still Cavite with a slight advantage there, 12-10.
5:40 remaining here in the first half. 22-14. Ito na naman yung zona ng Dasmariñas. Bo steps back. And there's a foul. So far gumagana yung zone defense nitong Dasmariñas 4A Hoops.
What you like about the zone defense for Dasmariñas, they're not giving open looks still from the 3-point area. Parang may misconception that when you're playing zone defense, you're allowing shooters to shoot from the outside. But nevertheless, it's important for constant communication just so you make sure to close out on those shooters.
Pero isa pa yun, coach. One thing is to close out sa shooters. Another thing is to box out. Kasi
Oh,
nga, sabi mo coach, nabanggit mo kanina, yung offensive rebounds, malaking storya yan nung first quarter.
Yeah, in the first quarter, itong Dasmariñas allowed 6 offensive rebounds to Cavite, giving up 7 second chance points.
Umbina, wala pa din, malabanan. I-kick it out. One dribble, pull up, tough shot. Cavite has it. They have the numbers. Garcia gets fouled. Probably a duty foul. A good foul para sa Don Pacundo.
Well, you can look at it both ways. They had their transition defense back though, but I guess Padilla just not wanting Cavite City to have that momentum, and that foul was pretty much a duty foul. Although he could have gotten away with not fouling.
Garcia getting doubled. It's Victolero right now. Short on that one. Bina kicks it out. Nawala pa yung bola. And a turnover once again para sa Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo 4A hoops.
And already 10 turnovers for Dasmariñas, not doing a good job of taking care of the basketball. They really need to try and be more patient in their execution on offense.
Garcia back to Victolero. They go to the middle. Torrente. Oh! Stuffs it home. Return to sender, and Padilla on the other end from defense to offense. And another stop coming from Dasmariñas. Padilla against Bo. Scores once again.
And back-to-back baskets for BJ Padilla in the open court. Excellent use of the footwork, able to escape that defender trying to draw a charge.
That swing. Apat na lang hinahabol ng Dasmariñas. But Torrente is there to stop that fire from spreading.
Great recognition for Kenbo, seeing that he had a triple team on him. Someone had to be open, and he finds Torrente underneath.
That's when familiarity comes in na, coach. No? Now it's Umbina. 5 on their shot clock. Nadulas pa siya. They have to put it up. Padilla. Wala pa din. Offensive rebound. Nothing. 3 servings for Dasmariñas. Still couldn't buy a basket. Ito na naman. 3-pointer once again. Wala pa din yan. Torrente with the offensive rebound. Boys open. Thought about it. Side step. He kicks it out. 7 on the shot clock. Oh, binato na lang. Now it's Padilla. He doesn't have the numbers. Will he go all the way? No. Good decision para kay Padilla right there, coach. 10 on the shot clock. And there's a reach-in foul. Meantime, let's turn it over to our courtside reporter, Daphne Cristobal.
It was fortune for Coach Noel and Gracia to get that 1-point triumph last game. But he hopes that they could start up a momentum from that. Wiser decision-making and setting aside exhaustion are the two things he wants for the Cavite Aces Solar to execute on this match. He was also precise that they have to limit Galarpe to go home with a win.
Thank you so much, Daphne Cristobal, for that report. Totoo naman yun, coach. No? Sometimes, yung hinihiling ng coach is a momentum. And then, ayun na. Wala na ibang hihingin sa'yo kundi momentum.
Yeah, actually, momentum can start from anywhere. So every opportunity is a teaching moment for these coaches. And, you know, even for a team like Cavite, currently at 4-2, they're still trying to get something going for them. And in this game, we like how the coaches here have done their homework. Yung scouting report nga nila, they really need to contain this guy John Ray Galarpe from where the offense of Don Pacundo Hoops really starts from.
We'll see if that momentum will show here in this game. Malabanan with that rebound. Pero nawala sa kanila yung bola. Victolero floats one up. Won't go. Battle for the rebound. Kanila pa rin. Torrente floats it up. Short. Sayang yun para sa Cavite City Aces Solar. 4 servings.
Yeah, again, we were talking about the defense of Dasmariñas getting better here in the second quarter, but cannot afford to give up multiple shots at the basket against the home team, Cavite City.
Lucky break para sa Dasmariñas 4A Hoops. 38 seconds remaining here in the first half. Malabanan now to Nicor. Two-man game. Gets it to go!
This is where
Juanito Dasho.
yeah, this is where they've been making a living itong Dasmariñas. Most of their points coming inside the paint. That's 16 out of their 18 points coming from inside the paint.
Two-man game once again. Tignan natin. Dasho, pound for pound fitness. Foul counted play of the game. And so far, Coach, ang layo nung 3 points na disparity natin. 15 shots to just 1. Yun nga, sabi mo, talagang sinusubukan nila na yung score manggaling sa ilalim.
And they're really not looking to the three-point shot just yet. And again, something a little strange, especially in this day and age where the three-point shot has been king in the offense of everywhere globally.
Living and dying sa tres, no, Coach. Meantime, 13 seconds remaining here in the first half. What will Cavite City Aces Solar do? Down to 8. They kick it out. Bo is open for a 3. Wala yan. 2 seconds remaining. Bo. And that will do it to end the first half. What a game so far for these two teams as they battle for Cavite. Kanino ba ang rights ng Cavite? Let's take a look at the halftime highlights. A fast-paced ball game it was so far for these two teams. And itong dalawang kuponan natin for Cavite City Aces Solar. 3 points ang talagang weapon nila, habang ito namang Dasmariñas all inside the paint, and that is the halftime score. 24-21, Cavite up by 3.
Kasama ko ngayon si Assistant Coach John Cabulong ng Team Cavite City Aces Solar. Good afternoon, Coach. During the first quarter, Coach, specifically, grabe yung kalamangan na meron kayo. Paano po tayo makakapag-pull away in the third quarter?
Siguro gagawin lang namin yung mga small things like yung rebound, boxing out, and at the same time yung passing lane dapat ma-contain namin para ma-sustain namin yung lead.
Coach, meron po ba kayong gustong pasalamatan or batiin po ngayon?
First of all, napasalamatan ko yung family ko na nanonood today. At the same time, yung coaching staff din ng Muntinlupa Kagers. Best regards sa inyo.
Thank you, Coach John, and good luck po sa team ninyo. More of these actions will happen in just a while. Huwag kayong aalis dahil magbabalik pa ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang cassava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,
You're still tuning in to Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino. Still live here from Montano Hall in Cavite City. And so far, Coach, a dogfight it has been para sa dalawang koponan natin.
Well, it has been two teams with different fighting styles. Itong Cavite looking to shoot from the outside, although not really a lot of success so far. 3 out of 16 against a single attempt for Dasmariñas that they haven't converted. Of course, you've got the top scorers on your screen. Galarpe, Padilla with 4, Dasho with 3 for Dasmariñas. Well, for Cavite City, Granada with 5, Valerio with 4, and Victolero with 3. So, as you can see, very low scoring. No player with more than 5 points so far.
Charles Bichong here, Coach Noy Africa, and Daphne Cristobal at courtside. We will see how this game will develop in these last 2 quarters that we have. Meantime, it's Malabanan cutting the lead to just a single point.
And interestingly enough, during the halftime, Coach John Cabulong, for them to try and protect this lead, will really need to maintain their defense. And right on the opening play in the 3rd quarter, an easy basket for Malabanan.
Traveling violation. Isa pa sa mga sinabi ni Coach John Capulong, Coach, no, yung the smallest things. Sometimes yun yung mga pinaka or magko-cost sa'yo ng game eh.
Especially when you add all of those things up. Yung small thing, malaking bagay na. And one of those things that they were very successful with, 10 offensive rebounds against just 6 for Dasmariñas, which they converted into 7 second chance points.
Good 2-man game once again para sa Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for a hoops. And they get a steal and they take the lead. 27-24. What just happened here in the second half? It seemed like nung first quarter, in the first half, the Cavite City Aces Solar has full control nitong laban na to. But come the 3rd quarter, I don't know what happened in the dugout. Pero ito, all gas, no brakes ang Dasmariñas for a hoops. Nature Spring Timeout, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. (27-24), 8:47 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And it seems like, Coach, ibang team yung nakita natin this 3rd quarter para sa Dasmariñas.
Well, I guess fortunately, we weren't able to see what happened during halftime. I'm pretty sure they got a lot of tongue lashing from Coach Norman, and they've responded, coming out with a lot of energy here after halftime.
Good intention. Bad execution para sa Cavite City Aces Solar. Chance to extend the lead. Magdaraog. Now to Nicor. Lot of time on their shot clock. Drives baseline. And out of bounds pala. Thought it was a foul.
So again, another important thing for Dasmariñas to do take care of the basketball. 12 turnovers in the first half.
San Pascual driving inside against two blue shirts.
And during the tail end of that second quarter, Dasmariñas was starting to play better defense, and right now that the offense starting to click.
Kaya nga, Coach, different team yung nakita natin here in the third quarter. Still scoreless itong Cavite City Aces Solar here in the third quarter. Almost 3 minutes na.
Well, Dasmariñas already with 6 points to open the third quarter.
Galarpe won't go. Offensive rebound. Magdaraog pero nawala sa kanya yung bola. Balik kay Nicor. And he will go all the way. 5-point lead para sa Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for A-Hoops.
And already their pressure defense resulting into 2 turnovers, which they've converted into 4 points off turnovers in the third quarter.
San Pascual, wala pa rin. Offensive rebound, Ian Lailo. Finally, after 3 minutes here in the third quarter, nakascore din sila.
And of course, players like these are the players who don't have to call plays for, and Lailo on the putback able to score.
Pound for pound fitness. Foul counted play of the game para kay Ian Lailo. This guy needs more touches ng bola, Coach, no?
Yeah, most definitely. But so far in the game already with 5 points and 2 rebounds, and he's only averaging 2 points and a rebound per game.
Again, yung sinasabi nga natin, dito sa Junior MPBL, hindi mo alam sino yung magkakaroon ng breakout game.
And again, ito kasing si Lailo, he's just playing his role, just doing the dirty work under the boards, and being rewarded so far in this game. 6 points.
Magdaraog. Won't go. Offensive rebound. Wala pa din. Lailo with that emphatic rebound.
And this time it's Cavite giving up multiple shots at the basket for Dasmariñas. Luckily, not able to convert ang Dasmariñas.
Lailo. And almost a turnover. Ganda ng depensa na naman ng Dasmariñas.
Everything starts from the defensive end.
Now it's Granada. 9 seconds on their shot clock. He's in his bag. Ian Lailo carving out space. Got blocked! They force a turnover. What a defensive sequence para sa Dasmariñas.
But you like how Granada trying to involve his teammates, drawing the defense and able to drop it off. But even better defensive effort for Dasmariñas, making another stop.
The recovery on that play, Coach, no? Na-double na si Granada doon, but the recovery nga once again. Ian Lailo, return to sender. Tignan natin yon. He carved out space, he got doubled. Malabanan sends it back home.
And right now, Cavite City being called for a technical for the uniform protocol that the referees are very strict with.
Maintindihan mo naman yung ating mga referees dahil as early as they are right now, maganda na natuturuan sila ng mga ganyan. Dahil pagka akit nila, kung makukuha sila sa school or sa pros, at least alam na nila. They won't make the same mistakes.
That's right. And also that's why referees are very strict with defenders pulling on jerseys. That's why they call unsportsmanlike fouls. Because it's the same kind of penalty for players not tucking their jersey in properly.
3 won't go. Rebound Bo. Wala pa din. Cosio. Now to Bo. Hanks midair. Wala pa din. Yung depensa sa ilalim nitong Dasmariñas is really on another level. Malabanan. Clearly a travel.
Again, for Dasmariñas, need to show a little more patience on the offensive end. You do not really need to just attack and attack all the time.
Meantime, let's turn it over to our courtside reporter, Daphne Cristobal. Go, Daphne.
Tables have turned as Dasmariñas Don Pacundo Hoops takes the driver's seat here in the third quarter. During the huddle, there was nothing else that Coach Norman highlighted aside from their turnovers. He made his guys realize how their mess is hindering them from recognizing their offense. If played cleaner, their job will be easier. Charles and Coach Noy.
Well, that's true. Thank you, Daphne. Yung turnovers, that was the story ng first quarter kaya sila nalamangan na malaki.
Well, that's why the sport is called basketball. Just shows you the value of that ball. You're gonna really need to protect it. And so far, Dasmariñas after that halftime, just really coming out firing, already outscoring itong Cavite 13-3. And interestingly enough, itong Cavite City not shooting from the outside that much anymore. But the defense is it's already a zone defense being played by Dasmariñas. It's probably the time to continue to shoot from the outside.
That's what they're doing right now, pero wala yan. Rebound Malabanan. Abrantes. Oh, what a shot from Abrantes, challenging the defense of Granada.
But unable to use his body to protect the basketball.
They turn over. Onoya fakes out two. Kanya pa rin. Oh, Malabanan. That's what we're talking about. The resiliency on this guy. Siya na nakakuha ng defensive rebound doon. Trailed his teammates, got the offensive rebound, and the stick back plus the foul. Pound for pound fitness, foul counted play of the game para dito kay Malabanan.
Right now, Dasmariñas flipping the script on Cavite City. Now they're the team getting multiple shots at the basket. Those offensive rebounds starting to hurt Cavite City.
Taste of their own medicine, Coach, no? But a steal once again. Yohan Onoya finishing it on the other end. They now lead by 13.
What you like about Dasmariñas, they're taking care of the ball, and right now they're the ones forcing turnovers.
Victolero, a three. Wala pa din yan. Now it's Galarpe kicking it out. A three from Onoya. Kay Galarpe pa din. Sidestep. He kicks it out. Set up daw muna natin. 8 seconds remaining. Down to 5. Onoya has to put it up. Won't go. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the third. Gallardo wala pa din. And a turnover para sa Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo 4A hoops.
Miscommunication that time. Galarpe thought that itong si Malabanan was going to be there. Fortunately, yung no-look pass niya kasi he actually tricked his teammate also, in Malabanan that time unable to get that pass.
Now it's Bo. San Pascual has it. Wala pa din. But a steal. Great move. Couldn't finish. Para kay Navarro. Ito na ulit ang Dasmariñas. Abrantes sets the pick. A three. In and out. Onoya gets the offensive rebound. You like how Dasmariñas is playing defense right now, limiting Cavite City Aces Solar to just one shot per possession.
That's right, and so far Cavite has really been struggling offensively here in the third quarter, only scoring 3 points. And actually, this started in the second quarter. Itong ang Dasmariñas limited Cavite to just 5 points, and right now the defense really just producing positive results for them.
Finally, para sa Cavite City Aces Solar, 5 points so far pa lang. It's the third quarter. Abrantes. Naagawan. Naagawan ulit. Gallarpe. Whoa! Strong drive and the finish for Gallarpe.
I like how Galarpe knows when to pass it off and when to attack the defense. Galarpe in the game now with 12 points.
Valerio, wala pa din yan. 12 seconds here in the third. Onoya Hangs midair, couldn't finish. Gallarpe the save, down to 4. It's down to 3. He doesn't know it. Shot clock violation. 1.3 seconds remaining here in the third. What a quarter para sa Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops coach.
Yeah, that's the kind of sequences that Dasmariñas has forced Cavite into helter-skelter, and they're more comfortable playing at that quicker pace.
A second remaining here in the third quarter. Kung ang Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops, parang nakita natin ibang team, ganun din itong Cavite City Aces Solar. Nag-iba rin yung kanilang energy. Parang nawalan sila ng sense of urgency nung halftime, coach eh.
And with the way Dasmariñas responded in that third quarter, parang nagulat sila. And so far they haven't made any adjustments, and that's why they're down by 13.
See the highlights here in this game, or the third quarter rather. Only scoring 5 points. Itong Cavite City Aces Solar. That talks about the defense of Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops. The score is 42-29 at the end of third. Dasmariñas still in the driver's seat. The lovely fans in attendance here in our venue, Montano Hall in the city of Cavite para sa ating continuation ng elimination games ng Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang Liga ng Bawat Batang Pilipino. Charles Bichong here, Coach Noy Africa and Daphne Cristobal at courtside. And so far, we've seen a different team from both these teams nung third quarter, Coach.
Well, actually, itong Cavite, after scoring 19 points in the first quarter, limited to just 5 points on the next 2 quarters, and they cannot afford to do that. And already a 3-pointer to open up hostilities from Victolero in the first quarter. That's where they heavily relied on their scoring from the 3-point area. And with Dasmariñas now playing the zone, they're gonna need to get hot again from the outside.
Again, the defense of Dasmariñas only limiting them to a shot per possession. Pero ito, back-to-back turnovers.
And this could be an opportunity now for Cavite City. Of course, ever since we've been covering games here at the Montano Hall, always very well attended when Cavite City plays. So we expect the crowd here to, get into this game and provide a spark for this Cavite City squad, currently down by 10.
Lalo, uy! Kanino nire-reward yung basket doon?
But more importantly,
Okay, Navarro daw.
yeah, more importantly, cuts the lead down to just 8 points.
Talking about earlier, lalo yung crowd natin, parehas Cavite yung naglalaban.
Actually, we're seeing more from the Dasmariñas side of things.
And there you go. Gallarpe to Tabermio. Back to 10 points. Ang kalamangan ng Dasmariñas. De Velez down to 12. Sidestep. Ooh! Naawa yung bola dun sa tira ni De Velez.
And all of a sudden, the Cavite offense seems to have waken up already, scoring 7 quick points with less than 2 minutes having gone by in the fourth quarter.
Gallarpe kicks it out. And Padilla steps out of bounds.
That's now 2 turnovers for Padilla in the fourth quarter, and let's see if they sub him out. No, he's staying on the floor. He's one of the guys that they can rely on for points. So far, averaging 7 points per game in the tournament.
2 minutes gone by the fourth and final quarter. That shot from Victorero was off. 8-point game. Dasmariñas, Don Pacundo once again. Tabermio.
A great outlet pass from Galarpe. Pinpoint to Tabermio for the easy layup.
Almost a turnover para sa Cavite City Aces Solar. Ito pinag-usapan natin kanina, Coach, yung defense para sa Don Pacundo, Dasmariñas. Hindi pwedeng sila nakikipagpalitan. Kailangan nakaka-stop din sila. And that's currently what's happening right now for Cavite City. Sila naman yung nakikipagpalitan.
And they cannot afford that, especially now it's Dasmariñas up by 10.
And a steal coming from Galarpe. A foul from Torrente. Pesky defender itong si Galarpe, Coach, no?
And you know, ito yung mga tipo ng player na if you watch him during the game, you'd be surprised when you look at the stats because currently already has 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Just a total effort coming from John Ray Galarpe. Kaya nga earlier, si Coach Noel Engracia was really adamant about how they contain this guy, and this is exactly why.
Alam ko hindi masyadong eye-popping yung numbers niya, Coach, pero it's very instrumental.
Well, actually, it's not eye-popping. Dalang average nitong batang to, nearly 13.6 rebounds and 6 assists. Kulang na lang siya na isang rebound saka isang assist.
Meantime, it's De Veres. Forced shot. Takbo na naman itong Dasmariñas. Ombina goes all the way.
Right
Back
now,
to a 13-point ball game.
yeah, that's Marinas. Now with 16 fast break points, and right now the problem for Cavite City is, aside from the struggles on offense, they're not getting back in transition.
Navarro, short stab. Wala pa din. Offensive rebound. Blocked again by Malabanan. And on the other end is Tabermio who blows the layup. Galarpe says, let's wait for friends. Now it's Padilla. Ombina has it down to 7. Malabanan sets the pick. Padilla goes baseline. Wanted to drop it to Tabermio.
That's already 3 turnovers on BJ Padilla. Needs to settle down. They're up ahead by 13. Does not need to rush things.
5:50 remaining here in the fourth and final quarter. 13-point ball game. De Veles. Now to Victorero, down to 10. Back to Victorero. Lilo has it. 3 seconds to shoot. Wala pa din. Still couldn't buy a basket. Itong Cavite City Aces Solar.
Right now, the problem for Cavite, where do they get the points? Granada is not on the floor. And you'd like someone to run the offense and create shots not only for himself but for others.
Victorero now to Torrente, down to 8. Short on that one. Ombina walks into a 3. Off to the left.
Right now, Dasmariñas shooting 0 out of 7, but still they have this 13-point advantage. They've been going to their strengths inside.
Lilo, speaking of strength, wanted to muscle his way in, but he got fouled on that one.
And if you look at the points in the paint, that's plus 20 for Dasmariñas, 42 to 22. While earlier, the game plan for Cavite City was to shoot from the outside, but unfortunately, those shots not falling. 4 out of 25 for the game. 1 out of 9 in the second half.
Let's talk about the interior defense nitong Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A hoops. Mark Malabanan, who has 3 blocks already here in this game.
Well, pretty much the zone defense of Dasmariñas is holding forth because ito ang Cavite not being able to hit from the outside. So the big men of Dasmariñas really content on just packing that paint. And if those shots from the outside are not falling for Cavite, they're forced to just drive inside and look for opportunities.
Pero paano ka magkaka-opportunity kung nandun si Mark Malabanan? Meantime, it's Tabernio off the feed kay Galarpe.
Galarpe has really been the biggest factor offensively now with 6 assists for the game.
High arcing shot from Victorero won't go. Granada, wala pa din. Malabanan secures the rebound. Padilla has it. Basket! And one for Padilla. Flex those muscles, young man.
So even if Victorero was back in transition, just powering his way through for his 6th point.
Pound for pound fitness, foul counted play of the game para kay Padilla. Dalawa sila actually ni Malabanan na grabing interior defense na pinapakita so far.
But on the offensive end, BJ Padilla has been very effective for as long as he doesn't have to attack from way out, because he's been turning the ball over already 3 times here in the 4th quarter.
At least he made up for it, coach. Pero ito, Victorero finally knocking down. Kanina pa niya yan hinahanap. High arcing shot, no?
So if you're Dasmariñas, even if you have a 13-point lead, you still have to be very wary dahil itong Cavite City can easily just heat up from the outside.
They will not be 4-2 without a reason. Now it's Torrente finishing off the defense, and the timeout has been called by Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for a hoops, 53-42 after that defensive sequence galing sa Cavite City Aces. Solar Torrente finishing it on the other end. Nature Spring Timeout, provider of safe and affordable drinking water to Filipinos. Three and 41 remaining here in the 4th and final period. 53-42 is the score. Dasmariñas still up ahead by 11. Pero we're seeing some beacon of hope para dito sa Cavite City Aces. Solar, coach.
Well, actually, the 2 possessions for Cavite City, pretty much what they need for the final 3 and 40. Be able to hit from the outside, force turnovers, and be able to get those transition points.
That's surprising, coach, no? First quarter lang, itong dalawang kupunan natin nag-press. Come the second quarter, up till now, wala pa din. Meantime, it's Bo. Again, these last 3 possessions, sobrang critical para sa Cavite City Aces. Solar.
Well, they're doing exactly what they need to get back in the ball game, and I think it has been also the entry of Isaac Granada back into the ball game. It's not scored at all, but already forcing a turnover and giving up an assist in this 7-0 run for Cavite City.
Finally, we're seeing some sense of urgency dito sa Cavite City. Galarpe against Granada. What will he do? 7 seconds on the shot clock. Albina. Wala yan. Takbo na naman itong Cavite. Now it's Bo. Taking matters into his own hands. 9-point swing. Plus the foul.
They've had a lot of success attacking itong Dasmariñas when the defense has not been set, and that's why forcing turnovers, just pushing the ball, and that's a 9-0 run now for Cavite City.
Pound for pound fitness. Foul counted play of the game. Bo took matters into his own hands. That lefty finish plus the foul. There's nothing Malabanan could do on that play dahil nakaangat na itong si Bo.
And Bo was leading with his body, so he would have been able to protect the basketball nonetheless.
Still a lot of time dito sa ating laro. 2 and 43 remaining. Ayun na, 10-point swing. 10-0 run para sa Cavite City Aces Solar. Ito ulit yung press nila. It's Nicor. 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Granada with the defense. Suffocating defense. Down to 10 seconds. Nowhere to go. Malabanan against Navarro. Wala pa din. Battle for the loose ball. And the ball will stay with Dasmariñas Don Pacundo for a hoops.
But what you like about Kenbo, he openly admitted that he had the last touch on that play.
14 on the shot clock. Now it's Nicor. Their best player nung nakaraang laro against Bo. Ayun na naman, coach. Foul on Ken Bo, giving the referees a chance to blow their whistle.
But what you like about Cavite City, when you thought everything was lost, they suddenly wake up and try to play defense. Ang ayaw mo lang doon, where was it for those middle quarters in the second and third quarter? But again, still very much possible, only down by 6 with 2 minutes remaining in the fourth.
Lapit na tayo sa Twilight Zone. This is just a 6-point ball game, 53-47. And so far, talagang nasa Cavite City Aces Solar yung momentum. But how will the Dasmariñas squad respond? A turnover once again para sa Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for a hoops.
What could actually work for Cavite City here was the 2 quick fouls here very late, putting themselves in the penalty. So just in case they need to put itong Dasmariñas to the line, they can do so.
Last 2 minutes na tayo. Now it's Granada. Now to Bo. A lot of time on their shot clock. Bo gets fouled once again, forcing the issue.
Yeah, but the foul will be... No, they're giving him 2 free throws. I thought the foul was on the floor on that play.
What a game. Ano kaya nangyari nung middle part ng fourth and final quarter? 10-point swing. Seems like Dasmariñas have lost their composure. After all, this is Manny Pacquiao's junior MPBL. Anything can happen.
Well, actually, 2 instances what happened during halftime for Dasmariñas to come out with that much energy, while what happened during the end of the third quarter, because all of a sudden Cavite waking up here in the fourth quarter.
One guy has been instrumental. Etong si Bo, forcing the issue, playing great defense, and if I'm not mistaken, sa kanya yung 6 doon sa 10 na score netong Cavite City Aces Solar.
But everything started on that 3-pointer from Vic Tolero, and then after that just forced 2 quick turnovers, 4 quick points.
4-point game. 53-49. A minute and 47 seconds remaining here in this game. Putting pressure on defense are the white shirts. Gallarpe. Ayun na naman. Bringing the ball down to the sideline while being pressured. Luckily, merong foul.
Well, at this stage for Cavite City, might not be that bad of an idea to start fouling and try to test Dasmariñas from the free throw line. So far, 5 out of 10 from the line itong Dasmariñas as a team.
First one is in para kay Gallarpe. So far, 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 6 assists. His normal production each game
just pedestrian for him, for other players who would have been a career game already. Pero wala, averages lang to ni
Another
John
day
Ray.
in the office. May tapik. And there's a foul. Definitely a lot of contact. Pero you like to see the sportsmanship between these two. Pagkatapos ng collision, tumayo lang and then shook hands. Nothing more.
That's something that we've seen a lot here in the junior MPBL. Always the show of sportsmanship for most of the teams. Very rarely did we have yung mga major scuffles.
Well, to think that this is a very close game, medyo mainit yung dalawa eh. Dalawang kupunan natin, pero silang dalawa, ang maganda sa kanila, it's just basketball for them.
Yeah, that's right. Very important that to keep your head, especially since you don't want to be called for those technicals or those unsportsmanlike fouls. As BJ Padilla able to grab a rebound and the putback.
And a turnover forced by Dasmariñas. A minute and 25. Galarpe against Granada. Pesky defender Granada is. Malabanan offers the pick. Ombina walks into a three and makes a three. That is big from Ombina, and Galarpe with a steal. The hand to finish.
And what a way to kill momentum after not hitting their first 7 shots from the three-point area. Finally getting one to go. Itong Dasmariñas and able to force a turnover, and who else but Galarpe looking to put the insurance basket for Dasmariñas.
Just when we thought that there's a beacon of hope para sa Cavite City Aces Solar, Padilla, Galarpe, and Ombina delivering the goods para sa Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for a hoops. What a game, what a sequence para dito sa Dasmariñas.
Well, it actually looked like a bad shot for Patrick Ombina on that shot, but for as long as you convert, no problem with that.
Para sa next games ng Dasmariñas, sa July 19, Binyanta Takjel ang kanilang makakalaban. Sa July 26 naman, Palawan Urich Builders. So, etong game na to, this will unfold yung kanilang momentum on how they will approach these next two games.
That's right. And for both of these teams, a lot of positive takeaways here. Of course, looks like Dasmariñas will be able to hold on to this victory. But for Cavite City, it's a wake-up call for them. Cannot afford to just play 10 quality minutes of basketball. The way they played early in the fourth quarter, very impressive. But they were already down big at that point.
Masyado ng marami ang napuhunan ng Dasmariñas Don Pacundo na kalamangan. Almost a turnover for the guys in blue. Nicor. Ombina being guarded heavily right now, and they force a turnover. Muntik pa mawala sa kanila ulit yung bola. 36 seconds remaining. Torrente. Victolero, top of the key three. Off to the left. Ooh! Galarpe in his bag right now. Nakapikan. Shot clock is off. Torrente. Wala pa din. Malabanan secures the rebound. What a game! Galarpe adding insult to injury. The cherry on the cake. Nail in the coffin.
Yeah, and it looks like they're just gonna let the time run out here, but that last basket, just a perfect exclamation point for the one guy who really did everything for his team. Zonray Galarpe, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, and gives his team this 15-point victory over Cavite City.
When everything was going south para sa team ng Dasmariñas, one guy, again, sinabi mga coach, Galarpe. What a game. John Ray Galarpe just had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Just deserving of the best player of the game. Pero talking about these two teams, a learning experience para sa Cavite City Aces Solar. Sabi mo, you cannot play great for just 10 minutes ng laro, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and in the fourth quarter, very spirited rally, but unfortunately, the guys from Dasmariñas getting answers from three players, Padilla with the basket, and then the Umbina three-pointer and the steal from Galarpe. That 7-0 run just put this game away.
Yun nga, masyado ng malaki yung napuhunan nitong Dasmariñas. Don Pacundo for a hoops na kalamangan for Cavite to bounce back and get that win. Meantime, let's turn over to Daphne Cristobal kasama ang best player of the game.
19 points for John Ray Galarpe. Congratulations to you and your team. You guys came from behind. 2 games ninyo, heartbreaking loss yun yung mga nangyari. Anong nagbago sa larong to?
Siyempre po, galing po kami sa dalawang pagkatalo and una ho po kami manalo. Siyempre, dapat po panalo na po kami nung last 2 games and lagi po kami nakakambak. Tsaka nagsipag lang po kami at nagtulungan.
John Ray, for sure maraming mga nanonood sa'yo. Ito yung chance mo para bigyan sila ng shoutout.
Unang-una po, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord na binigyan po kami ng lakas para makuha yung panalo nito. Siyempre, nagpapasalamat po ako sa mga taga-Cavite City na sumusuporta pa rin po sa akin. And yung mga family ko po na nagpunta. And salamat po sa suporta nyo. Yung mama and papa ko, binabati ko rin po. Tsaka yun po yung mga coaches ko sa Nike, si Coach Guillermo, yun po, si Coach Third, Coach LA, Coach Danny, Coach Bolter. Siyempre po kay Coach Joel. Kay Coach Joel yung coach ko po last season. And ipapasalamat din po ako kay Norman sa patuloy na pagsusuporta po sa akin. Yun lang.
Once again, congratulations John Ray and to the rest of Team Dasmariñas. At syempre, magpasalamat din tayo sa Don Benitos for providing our player of the game, this Filipino delicacy. Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasaba. Back to you guys.
Congratulations John Ray Galarpe and the rest of the 18 under division ng Dasmariñas Don Pacundo 4A Hoops for winning a tough battle it was. Coming up, it's still Cavite against Dasmariñas. 16 under naman tayo, magbabalik po ang Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL Season 2, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino.
Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na sugod, Junior MPBL para sa'yo, ang liga ng bawat batang Pilipino, liga ng bayan na to. Klaro na to, huwag kang sumuko sa gustong gawin, isang pangarap, isang tagumpay, yeah. Kabayad pag-asa ng bayan, landas pagbabago, pag-asa ikaw ang mahalaga. Iba't iba, pero isang halaga, nagkakaisa, nagmamahalan, nagtutulungan. Liga ng bayan na to, mga kabataan na subok.
Manny Pacquiao's Junior MPBL.
Would like to thank Dorite Bola ng Pinoy, the first Pinoy basketball brand, Don Benitos, ang pambansang kasava, Nature Spring, #1 bottled water in the Philippines, Pound for Pound Fitness, Be Liga Ready, Jinky Skin, empowering women by redefining beauty, Pound Active, for quality sportswear, Wing Bowl, it's like coming home, Chris Jacob Collection, for affordable but quality daily perfumes,